Why is Gaucho a perfect record for you too?
Because it's everything so smooth, so clean, so perfect. Everything is sounding great. The mix, you can feel, listen, I have an album. This album, you're gonna love it. Bueno, Bobby Caldwell, one of my favorite ones. Look at this album. Look at the cover. So classy, so expensive.
So expensive.
The sound, you're gonna love it.
Welcome back to Spin Magazine's Lip Service. Nathy Peluso, how are you?
Hi, fine, thank you.
Thank
And
you so much for coming. You're finishing the tour. So exciting.
Yes, not finishing at all.
Well, for the U.S.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
The last one in U.S. was so great. I'm so grateful.
You were just in New York and you killed it at the Paramount, right?
Yes, in
how
Brooklyn. Was like a really powerful experience. The public the crowd, so hard. They were screaming, crying, dancing, loving, was so emotional.
You felt the energy.
Yes, I felt the energy, and especially the salsa songs were so powerful because New York is a good place for the salsa.
Of course.
There's many Latinos, and they were enjoying it so much.
And you're having your salsa moment.
Yes, I have in the show. I have a really powerful moment of salsa. We are playing the whole, all the songs. We are playing Mafiosa, Puro Veneno, Erotika, it's a new one, La Presa. So they are really dancing the whole time.
You're really bringing salsa to the masses, right? You're bringing it to everyone now, I would say, with this new record.
I will love it. This is a music that I really enjoy. So for me, if I have the power to share it with the world, to amplify, it's a really important thing to me. So it's for fun because I love to do it, to make salsa, but at the same time, it's a responsibility. If you can do it, share it,
Of course.
because it brings me joy, So if I feel the joy, I want to share it with the community,
It's incredible, and the record is amazing. Actually, I heard that you launched the record at Prince Street Pizza in New York, which is my favorite pizza place.
Yes.
And apparently, Common,
good.
I think Common even came to the opening, and maybe you didn't know, but
Yes.
he was there too.
Oh, wow.
I think he just came to get some pizza, but apparently he was
Oh,
there.
wow.
From what I hear, I have a lot of sources that tell me that. It's my favorite pizza place. So
it's so good, that pizza.
because grassa means grease. So
Yes.
in a way, the idea,
In a way.
to launch it there was really about
Yes.
food and just
Freedom,
life.
yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to share with my people, with my crowd. So yes, they joined with me. It's a good memory.
Was there a line down the block of people waiting to get
Yes, yes.
singing?
I was like, what the fuck? We are in New York City. I never realized that I'm quite famous in there.
Yeah.
I'm not get used to. So when I saw the line of the people screaming, I was like, it's for me? Or what is going on?
Now I know that you love Milanese because we were just talking about food for a minute, but do you love pizza? Is that something that you're obsessed with like myself?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have a song for the pizza. Did you hear it?
A song for the pizza.
I have to share with you.
Yeah.
Listen,
tomorrow
it's a
night,
song.
maybe you're playing
yes,
it.
no, not playing it at all because it's so old one. But it's called "Give Me Some Pizza."
Ah, okay.
And I'm singing give me some pizza, give me some. And the whole song is about the pizza and just saying one word it's pizza. Give me some pizza, man.
So Prince Street Pizza was very appropriate for launching the record.
It's not from Grasa. It's for La Sandunguera. It's an old
Of course,
album
yeah.
mine. But you can imagine how I love pizza
Amazing.
for that song.
Before we came here, I was watching your Tiny Desk concert, which is an incredible performance, especially Legendario, and I love all the tracks
Thank
that you
you.
performed. How was it performing at Tiny Desk?
Wow, it was such an experience. I always dream about it because it's such a place and a space. You can bring something really special for the people. It's all about the music. and I'm really taking care of that.
Is there really a small desk there that you're behind? It's like an
really,
office or something?
yes,
Yeah.
it's actually
office,
it's an office. You know, the environment, the energy and everything that happens out there is really special. So yes, I was quite nervous because it was like one shot.
Yeah.
You can even like take another round, or
It's one
let's do
take.
it. Yes, one
One take.
So yes, we were like, ooh, tiny desk, but everything went good.
You did incredible. For people that don't know your music, because you bring in all kinds of elements, world music, salsa, pop, Latin, rap, how would you describe your music to people?
I would describe my music as I feel free when I do music. I'm trying to do my best in all the genres I play. I'm a melomana. I don't know how to say in English. Like, I love music.
Yeah.
I love really good music. So I try to share all that love that I feel for the music in mine. So I try to compose good lyrics, telling some stories. And I love characters. Like, if you pay attention, I'm playing like some movies.
Like Mafiosa.
Yes.
The video to Mafiosa references a lot of old films and a gangsta era. So I want to talk about that and get into that and the characters you play. But take me back a little bit to the beginning, how you grew up in Buenos Aires, you moved to Spain. Talk to me about growing up and what it was like and what got you into music early on.
So I was listening the music that my father and my mother was playing in home. We were listening to Gloria Estefan, B.B. King, Brazilian music, Caetano Veloso, Frank Sinatra. You know, like
little
many
bit of everything.
standards. Yes.
Yeah.
Then we moved to Spain, and I started to being more independent. When I start like choosing what I hear, I discovered rap, hip hop, Notorious Big, Wu-Tang Clan, and all that. And
Phil Collins?
Yes,
That's a little bit later on, I think, right?
No, Phil Collins. I'm such a fan.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of my favorites. If you are talking me about Phil Collins, I can tell you Tarzan, the movie, the soundtrack is from Phil Collins, and I was obsessed with when I was a child. I was studying the songs, and they are from Phil Collins. All the soundtrack.
We were talking about that a little bit when you first got here, because I'm a drummer, and I was talking to you about the fact that you start to write.
Best.
Well, yeah, and you start to write songs a little bit initially on the drums, right?
Yes, the rhythm is
rhythm.
everything.
Yeah, it's all about the
like
rhythm.
Your heart is rhythm. Everything is rhythm. And as a dancer, I love the movement. I love to feel the rhythm and the groove. You know, like everything. The energy is. Have to groove it, you know? It have to groove with you. So for me, the most important thing, you know, everything is important, melody, lyrics, you know,
But
harmony, but the rhythm
Yeah.
is the most important for me. So my drummer knows it. I'm always paying so much attention of that. And I love to compose with the rhythm. Like Mafiosa, you was telling me, the song, I did it with a loop. I always start with a loop.
With a drum loop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remedio too. Okay, let's start some melodies. And then I have the drum and the melody with my voice. I start harmonizing and I have the song. But the rhythm is what you want to communicate. What you want to make the people feel is about the rhythm. You want something sweet. You want something hard. You want what you want to make the people feel is about the rhythm, and then the melody appears in the middle of all that feelings.
A lot of those early hip hop records had guys that could play drums with their mouth. It was called beatboxing. Feels like you could do that a little bit, no?
I'm not that good. I'm not that good.
I beg to differ. But talk to me about what got you into music. So you grew up and then you kind of knew what you wanted to do from a young age, right? You knew when you were like a kid that you wanted to do
always.
this.
I was dancing in front of the mirror like all the artist childs, you know. But Yes, I start singing.
At like 3 years old or something, right?
Yes, so little. But when I realized that I was made for communicate and sing, I discovered standards like Ella Fitzgerald, Nina Simone, Etta James, and all that classic.
Sinatra.
So I was practicing. I was like, I want to sing like them. So I start recording some songs, some covers, versions. My version was so bad, but it was like the
I'm sure
start.
they were not bad, but
I was recording and uploading in YouTube.
yeah.
It was, yes, many years ago. Then some people start to liking. I was studying theater, and whatever I do, they were always asking me to sing at the end. Like I was working as a waitress, people was saying in the shop like, sing for us, sing for us. If I was studying theater, they always put me singing in the in the show. I was working in hotels and restaurants.
Domino's, pizza.
I was, yes, but not singing.
Not singing, but it's always fascinating to me the jobs that people have when they're younger.
Yes, working my ass
Yeah.
in that place because I was paying my university.
Sure.
But then I started working, singing standards for the people, and people was coming and, you're really good. And I was, maybe this is my place, but I'm not sure. So you never know with the music. It's like a difficult path. So I was ready to be a teacher, theater, physical theater teacher. But suddenly rap came in my life because I was writing poetry, fast poetry in the streets.
And performing on the streets, right?
Yes, performing. But the real job was writing poetry. So the people give me a word and I give them the poem. So suddenly something happened in me. I was improvising with lo-fi beats, my poetry. And something happened. I made Esmeralda. It's like one of my first songs, like famous songs. Yeah. And the people was feeling it. So I left everything and I put my energy on that. And my career starts.
So fascinating. So you're in the street in Spain and people come up to you and just give you a word and then you actually make a poem and start rapping for them. Is that how it progressed?
No, I was not rapping the poem. I was just
making up the poem. So would you write it down?
You know, like the old machine?
Or like a Casio keyboard or something like that?
Yes. Yes, it was.
A keyboard?
Yes.
Yeah? A typewriter, right? Okay.
That's right.
So you would have a typewriter.
Olivetti, I think was the brand.
Yeah, typewriter.
Like a classic one.
Yeah.
So I was writing fast the poem and I give to them. So they give me the money they want.
And what would you get paid for that? Like $5 or something?
One. Maybe some days 50.
Really?
Like you never know.
Yeah.
People is so grateful with art sometimes. They were asking me for, like, my dad is in the hospital. I need something special for him to give him hope. So really deep things. So yes, I start rapping because of that, because I discovered that I was writing in verse, and I was in love with the rhythm. ¿Se dice la rima?
The rhythms, yeah.
Sí.
The rhythms and
yes.
all this, the songs that had to, they had to match, right? So all the verses had to rhyme together. So
and I was like, okay, I think I'm good. Maybe if I switch this and I put this into the music, I'm a writer, so I can sing my lyrics. And everything happened like very naturally, very organically.
Eventually, did you start rapping on the streets too in Spain?
Not
or was it
rapping
more
on the
singing?
street. I was singing with my guitar, but it was so difficult. People never listen because they are, So I was connecting more with the poems because it was for them. So they are asking for it. When it's about music, sometimes you have to listen to me. Listen, I'm here.
Yeah.
But if you are writing something for them because they are asking for you, it's easier.
Was there ever a time when you doubted yourself that you would make it in music when you were doing that early on? Because it's hard when you're on the street, you're writing poems, you're starting to, and I'm sure your parents were supportive, but it's not easy to make it in music. So was there ever a time when you thought to yourself, I'm not sure if this is going to be my path in life?
I was never looking for it. So I have never have this thought about I'm not doing it because I was just paying attention of what I have to do. I was not like persiguiendo, like following that dream. I was like, okay, I'm sure my work is to communicate. I don't know the way. So I will try. And the universe, the world is gonna put me in my place. So sometimes I was like, I don't know the way, but I'm gonna do it. Never insecurities, never. Because I was so sure, like, this is my shit.
You believed in yourself.
Yes, but really organically too.
Yeah.
Like, never have that feeling of insecurity because I know it's meant to be.
Were your parents big fans of jazz? Because you brought a lot of jazz into what you were doing too. You said the standards, but Coltrane, Miles Davis.
That was mine.
That was yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was freaky, looking for some music, vinyls and shit. And sometimes I discovered Duke Ellington, Coltrane. I had a boyfriend. He was bass player,
A stand-up bass player, yeah.
And I discovered a lot of music with him too. So yes, like jazz was a very big part of my discovering the music, And Ahmad Jamal too.
Yeah, of course.
I'm very fun.
So you connected with that music, and then you wanted to bring in some of those influences into your own music. So you brought the standards, you brought jazz, you brought hip-hop.
Yeah, I discovered Erykah Badu too, D'Angelo.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I have to do this in Spanish because I didn't like really have so much material of that music in Spanish. So I started to try, and I did a couple of records of that music.
Was there like a pivotal moment for you when the music started connecting to audiences? Because eventually Sony Records ended up giving you a record deal, and you put out 2 records before them. But was there some moment, like a pivotal moment, that you think the music really started connecting?
First one was Esmeralda. That is the song that I told you I was starting putting the poems in the lo-fi beats.
Sure.
Then Coraje was another one. Like I said, okay, I'm quitting, like not working more as a waitress. I will work just in the music. So it was a big deal.
And everyone connected with those songs. Do you think that studying theater really helped you with the movements and your rhythm?
Yes, definitely. The freedom that discipline gives to me, the way I understand the movement with so much freedom, like I'm not shy. I'm not judging my way.
Yeah.
It's just about communicate, and this is my natural movement. I can express with that, and people is gonna feel it because it's true. So that point of view really changed the whole game because we are used to be so, you have to be the best, and this movement is not okay. So chill.
Right.
Chill.
Was there a lot of American artists that were influencing you early on? You mentioned hip hop and Biggie and artists like that, but eventually you end up working with some of these artists like Christina Aguilera, and you probably never thought when you were younger that you would do that. So were some of these American artists starting to influence you besides the salsa artists and the Latin American artists that you were listening to?
Many. I think I would say I just said it to you, Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, Nina Simone.
Classics.
Yes, really classic one. D'Angelo was so important for me.
I think even Michael Jackson was a big influence on you. I mean, on a lot of artists, but you especially. If you look at some of the videos that you did.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
First of all.
Yeah.
Stevie, my school. the harmony, the melodies, the soul. You can feel it. You fly with him. So special.
A lot of people don't know Stevie Wonder played all the instruments on some of those early records.
He's so smart.
Drums too.
Yes.
Yeah. People don't know that, but it's incredible when you listen to, and he's blind and he's playing all those instruments.
So smart, so sensitive. And Phil Collins, so important to me too. Really deep research in the whole records, you know?
Yeah.
I'm such a fan.
So you end up, you move to Spain, you get your record deal, you put out a couple records before, and talk to me about your journey from that point on until where we're sitting today and how it kind of came to be. A couple of your songs really exploded, and before you know it, you're a global superstar.
Wow. It was really natural. Like all these years, I've been 10 years working on my project, and it feels like I am really proud because I worked so hard every day of my life. I never stopped, never. Even when I was so sad, so tired, so depressed, because this path is so hard, it's so difficult.
Touring is very difficult.
Yes, I'm living it right now. Like, okay, I'm so grateful. I feel blessed. I don't want to stop, but at the same time, I'm so tired.
Yeah, it's tough.
I want to be home working on new music, and
Yeah.
But listen, the thing is, every year I was looking for be better and better, and never stop. Like, okay, I got it. I got it. I did it. So now I'm staying here. Never. I always look to be better person, better, musician, better writer. So that's the power that moves you to be always in your peak,
Yes. Does the studio interest you more or touring? Because touring is tough, like we spoke about. So do you have a preference when you think about the process of making music? You spend a year or two making a record, sometimes less, and then you go out into the world and bring the music out there. But what connects with you more, the audience or being in the studio and the creative part? Because you mentioned you might want to go home to start writing more music soon.
Yes, I can't wait. I'm always writing, even if when I'm touring, because I can't stop. When I'm in the plane, I'm writing some songs.
Do you have a studio that you tour with, or?
Not at all. I'm just writing on my phone, on my books. But I would say I love the studio because I can rest more, because I go home, I sleep in my bed, and then I go to the studio again. But then when I'm in the stage, I feel like that is my place in the world. Like, yes, it's tough. I'm really suffering sometimes, but it's a place I have to be on. So I would say studio, I love it, and I need it because for the stage, I had to do music.
Yeah.
But the stage, I really connect with that so much. And I see the people. So everything has un sentido. Suddenly you realize that, okay, that love that I read in Instagram, but you feel it because you see the eyes. You feel the energy.
Connect with the audience,
yes.
And you're about to play in your hometown, Buenos Aires or Argentina. You're about to go back. Do you feel a difference with the crowds in places like your hometown in Latin America versus New York and LA and some of the cities you've been performing in?
All the crowds are being so good. Like, I have no choice. Like, oh my God, they are the best one. But Argentinian crowd, oh my God, they are so crazy. They are so
It's also your
great.
home. It's like a homecoming for you.
Yes, yes. I did the Movistar Arena. It's a huge one. 2 months ago, I think. And it was amazing. Now I'm coming to Lollapalooza, and I'm so ready.
Lollapalooza is incredible.
Yes, it's going to be big, huge crowd, and they are so passionate, So I'm so ready. I can't wait.
Talk to me about your moment with salsa music. You have this new, you're bringing salsa, as I mentioned, to the masses, and it's a love of yours. And especially with Erotika, with your new single, you're bringing it out everywhere. And I think you're exposing this music to a lot of people that maybe didn't know, a lot of older salsa artists that people don't know. So talk to me about your passion for salsa music and what it means to you now.
I love to talk about this.
And your inspirations, your salsa inspirations.
I discovered salsa when I was little because we were playing a lot of Gloria Estefan in home. It was so pop, so like famous in that moment. But then I started to study like real roots, So I discovered all my favorite ones, and I felt in love. Like, I really realized that I was meant to be like in that place. It was like my work, because the freedom, the stories, the way they are singing, the way they are playing the instruments, everything is so big, So I really connected with that, and I started doing some records. I started with Puro Veneno, many years ago in Calambre. I put that record in my album so everyone can listen to the salsa, and the people was feeling it. So I saw an opportunity out there to bring the salsa back. Not just my work, but
in a way, you're modernizing salsa music for a new audience. How do you feel about that you bring it to a new audience and modernizing a music that goes back for many years?
It's an honor, such an honor for me, because I'm so grateful with that music, because the salsa is made for the people. The people is for being happy, is for bring joy to the people. So music is about that.
Of course.
Sometimes no. But for me, music, I want to, give joy to the people. So salsa is about that. And not just for Latinos. I want everyone to listen to it. Yes.
Is it important to challenge yourself musically in different genres? Because as we spoke about hip hop and standards, jazz, there's so many different genres that you touch on. Is it important to challenge yourself musically with different genres?
Yes, I never stop learning.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of every genre, so I try to push myself to do the best I can with all the music I do. So if I listen to D'Angelo and I want to recreate that music, I'm calling the guys. So I don't want to do it alone, because I'm calling the guys so we can do like the real shit.
A Grupo Nietzsche and artists like that you
when we are talking about salsa, I'm working with the best ones. I'm talking about Venezuela roots, like I'm working with Servando de Primera. He's a huge salsero of Venezuela. I'm working with Manuel Lara. They know how to do it, you know. So I'm always producing. I'm always like keeping it mine, but I'm always sharing with the people who really understand what they're doing. I'm learning too every time. I never stop learning. I love learning about music all the time.
Do you
never
think,
stop.
Are there any genres that you haven't covered yet? Do you have a country record maybe that you're going to do one day?
I would love it.
A rock record maybe?
I would love it. I would love it.
Because there's so many genres that you touch on. Are there genres that you still feel like you need to conquer in a way?
Oh, yes. I have to do so much music. I can't wait.
Talk to me a little bit about the characters that you create in your videos and that, that's a big part of your story.
Yes. It's really fun, for me to, when I compose a song, suddenly I know the energy I want to communicate with that. So I start watching the full movie. I know all that. I want to direct the video, and I'm writing all my ideas. I know what I'm wearing in the video.
The look
the
of the
way
video.
I move, the way, what is she thinking about? When I did Corleone, for example, the first song of Grasa, she's saying, this ambition is killing me. The first phrase. So you have a whole movie out there. Like, so I start smoking a cigarette in my sofa with my martini, laying down, and my man is around the room, smoking, and I say, go. I'm so like tired of that shit. So yes.
It's like a film in a way for you.
All the time. All the time. When I did La Presa, La Salsa, she's saying, okay, I kill a man. And policeman, come on, I'm going to the jail. But I killed, not with a gun, not with a knife. I killed him because I didn't give him my kisses. So you have a whole movie out there.
I love that. Talk to me a little bit about these incredible performers that you collaborated with. We spoke about Christina Aguilera, Becky G, people that, again, when you were younger, maybe you thought you would collaborate with or you didn't know. Any great stories about collaborating with some of those artists?
I love to collaborate with all the people that I collaborate because the thing for collaborations for me is to love the song and to love the work that you are sharing with the people. So every artist that I share music is because I really admire their works and the song that they are, playing for me. So when I did with Christina, when I did with Pucho, with Setangana, when I did, it's always like so natural, really empowering experience.
Talk to me about the rise of the Latin superstar, because obviously the music is so huge at the moment. Karol G, Becky G, Rosalia. How do you feel that Latin music is having its incredible moment right now?
Such a big moment, not now. It's like many years, like growing growing and growing. It feels so natural too, because it's meant to be. Latin music has something so empowering, so special that all the world has to experience. So yes, for me is.
Do you think it's having a moment?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's
J
not
Balvin.
It's not gonna stop.
It's not gonna stop.
It's not gonna stop. It's just starting, because I grew up listening to songs in English.
Sure.
It's so natural for us. And repeating whatever. I would like. I can't repeat any lyrics of the song I was listening when I was a child. I was like, watching, like I didn't know what they are saying. So it's normal for me to change the rule. And sometimes you can listen some of our stuff and we can share. It's so inspiring.
So when you were listening to those songs at an early age, you didn't actually know what they were saying, but it resonated with you. It connected with you, yeah.
The whole music I listened, because when I was a child, I didn't understand nothing of English. And I was singing the whole, Phil Collins songs. And like, what is she saying? But it's not about the lyrics.
Right, it's about the sentiment, the feeling.
Yes. Yeah. And if you know the lyrics, better. But all the Michael Jackson hits, all the Queen hits, I never understood what they were saying because I was not speaking English as now.
You're doing great.
But it was fun, like it's music,
You have said that like Miley Cyrus is a dream collaborator for you.
Yes, I love her so much.
What is it about her music that really connects with you?
The way she sings. She give it all. The way she performs, I really believe her.
Yeah.
Like
it's authentic.
I see. Yes.
Yeah.
Really natural, really empowering. And the music is so good. It's a fact.
There's other people that you would love to collaborate. Like you mentioned Phil Collins. I hear SZA. You're a big fan of.
Yes, SZA. Yeah. I love her. I love what Doechi is doing too.
Yeah, she's doing.
Yes,
producing
so
great music.
Yes. Yes, and Tyler, the Creator, I love him. Really good music.
You produce a lot of your own records, right? Is it hard to get like an outside perspective when you're doing it yourself? Do you have to play it for your friends and your family and say, what do you think of this? Do you like this? Or do you know right away exactly what you're doing when you're producing yourself?
I think I always do. Like, I'm always sure. I like to, have opinions,
Yeah.
but little ones.
Who do you play it for when you record new music?
I always share with Manu Lara because I'm producing with him.
Sure.
And he's so good. He has good taste. I want to share with people that I really, they take care of, like the good things of the music. They have good taste. So yes, my crew,
Your crew.
my family, I like to share with him, with my papa, with my mama, but not really waiting for some opinions. No, I just want to share with them and have fun. No. I always so sure I know what I want. I go for it with my guys, and then I release it, and I really hope that people like it.
Yeah. Well, people I think love it. They don't like it. But talk to me about your new song, your new single, Erotika. There's a connection to New York City in the song, and it was kind of inspired by early 90s salsa, Erotika, right? So talk to me about that connection and kind of what New York means to you besides Prince Street Pizza that we spoke about.
Salsa, it's the time, because salsa it's in a moment, in a very special moment, and I've been following that moment many years ago, doing records and records. So now I was so happy because I see the people is watching it. People is paying attention. So it was the right moment. Erotika is really for me, it's a really romantic song. I love romanticism. And the sound is really from the 19s salsa. Like the way we record the instruments, the guys we called, they are so into it. So we are not playing.
You're not playing.
We are not playing.
Is it true that you kind of scrapped an entire worth of records on Grasa and redid it for the second time? Because the first time it wasn't ready, you felt like...
Not at all. Not the Grasa records. I made a whole album that I did not release.
So before Grasa,
yes,
you scrapped it because you thought it wasn't what you wanted to do direction-wise.
I had 20 songs.
You just felt it wasn't right for you, it wasn't the right record.
I was so sad. Everything was so deep and so private,
Private.
private.
Yep.
So I decided I was not feeling it. So I started again, and in 2 weeks I did Grasa. So it was so easy. When it's the right moment, when it's the right path, it's so easy. And I was struggling with the other project, really trying to, push it. And it was for me, not for the people, It was not all the projects are meant to be public.
Yeah, some is for yourself. Was the process on this record and the way you recorded different than other records you had done in the past? Or was it the same process that you've done?
The one that never see the light?
For Grasa,
Grasa
specifically.
I would say it's a whole new vibe for me, because the way I exposed myself, the way I record my voices and everything was in another level for me. I was ready to share something more deep about my story. The way I write, I think I write better now because I did so many songs, so I'm better. So yes, I think it's one of my best works.
Did you go to salsa clubs to do some research for the record?
Not at all, because I really study many years for salsa. I went to Colombia too and watched it, and I really studied. So I was ready. It was so natural. We went to Miami and did La Presa. And it was so easy. I want to tell a story. And we was having fun talking about the girl who killed the man with giving her kisses. So yes, it was so easy.
And you get in the studio, you mentioned drum loops, right? So you start with a drum loop, Do you ever play yourself, or is it mostly
Sometimes?
Not so great. And then you add the bass, and the rhythm is really where it begins for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you have the rhythm tracks, you add everything else. But that's really the genesis of the song for you, right?
Yes.
The beginning.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I change and start with a melody, but it's always in that two places, rhythm and good harmony. Sometimes when I did Buenos Aires, like it's a special song for me. I was starting my day, waking up, and I start singing. No, I was
Whistling.
yes, whistling, and I was singing like na na ni na mi ma di di da da pi pa da da di da bi da ba ba do di di da ba. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. What if I add a hi-hat? Okay, it's working. So that time it was about the melody and then the drums appears, but it's always into that.
The rhythm.
Yes,
Yeah.
rhythm and melody, so important.
Is there anything, I'm not a great dancer, and obviously dance is a big part of your show. Do you think there is anything such as like a bad dancer? Because I've never been.
Bad dancer?
Yeah, I'm not a great dancer.
It doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
You cannot be a bad or good dancer. You're just feeling it. So maybe you are like taking care of what people says. So no, keep it chill. But if you are alone in your home and you give you yourself the freedom to feel the music, I'm sure you dance good.
I hope so. Tomorrow night, you're performing at Nova in LA. Do you have a pre-show ritual where you get together with your band and pray or anything? Is there anything that you do?
Yes.
What is that like for you?
I love to, during I'm doing my makeup and everything, I listen to good music, to inspiring, to feel good. Sometimes I need more like Brazilian music like João Gilberto or Jobim. But sometimes I need more,
Upbeat music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I put like, how you say, candles and saumerio.
The incense and stuff like that. Yeah, sure.
Yes. Palo Santo to clean the energy and to set, the
And
good
do you
vibe.
pray with your bandmates?
Yes, I always pray. I always like talk about being grateful. Like pay attention. We are today in this city. We are so blessed to be here doing what we love. And so many people is paying attention of us, of our work. So let's do it great. Please.
It's such an exciting time for you. So many Latin Grammys, right? There's so much going on with you. And the tour, as I said, is now going to take place in Argentina. So you're at the end of the tour, the U.S. tour now. How are you feeling about it, wrapping everything up, finishing the U.S. tour? Are you feeling, I'm sure, incredible about it?
I feel it's an important moment of my career. Like, I didn't realize what I'm doing, but sometimes I pay attention and I think, I'm always going to remember this moment of my life. I'm really having fun making my thing, and I think I'm getting what I deserve. So I'm so grateful with all the people who is trusting my process, who is trusting my message, my art, my way,
And bringing salsa to the masses.
Please, viva la salsa.
We do these really fun things at the end of the show, Nathy, where we talk about your top 5 favorite things. So people don't maybe know that you're a huge fan of something called yacht rock, the Doobie Brothers, Christopher Cross, right? And bands of that genre. So do you have like top 5 artists in those genres that you love? Because you do love that kind of music from what I understand.
Yes. I'm bad with the names, but
those are 2 that I think you like, the Doobie Brothers.
Doobie Brothers,
and
I love.
Christopher Cross,
Christopher Cross is one of my favorite. I would say, well, Christopher Cross, one thing I want to say, do you know all the records has flamingos?
I think I know that. Yeah.
I have a collection.
I have to think back on those album covers, but yeah.
I have a collection.
Of only Christopher Cross records, yeah. Sailing was his big song.
Sailing.
Takes me away.
Beautiful. Christopher is one of my favorites. I would say, do you remember the record Gaucho?
Yeah, Steely Dan. One of the greatest bands ever.
Steely, My favorite.
Yeah, amazing. And also, I would imagine Michael McDonald, who sang for the Doobie Brothers. Were you a fan of Michael McDonald?
Yes, not really into all the discography, but I love him. But Steely and Christopher, my favorite ones.
Steely Dan, one of the
Yes.
greatest bands ever. If we talk about, because we spoke about romance for a little bit, your most romantic sort of, records that would create a vibe, like Erykah Badu, D'Angelo. Do you have some top artists like that? Your most romantic records that create
Luis
a vibe?
Miguel. Luis Miguel. Do you know him?
A little bit.
Wow.
A little bit.
He's the most romantic. De hecho, he have an album called Romances. So it's made for love. And Gloria Estefan has an album called Alma Caribeña, like Caribbean soul. That if you are with your wife, your girlfriend, and you want to be romantic, you
Candles, incense, and
oh my God,
Gloria Estefan.
roses. Alma Caribeña. Por un beso, te burlaste de mí y no te guardo rencor. That's beautiful.
That's all I need, and that's it. And last but not least, do you have what's known as like a perfect album where you don't have to skip one song to the next? You can put it on, and it's a perfect album for Nathy Peluso. Or is there a perfect album for you?
Yes, so many. I would say Romances de Luis Miguel, the one I told you.
And why?
But the Gaucho.
Gaucho. I mean, Gaucho, I agree with you, but why is Gaucho a perfect record for you too?
Because it's everything so smooth, so clean, so perfect. Everything is sounding great. The mix, you can feel, listen, I have an album. Do you know this artist? Wait a minute. You know the song Carry On?
Carry On. Maybe. I might have to know. Who is the artist?
Bobby Caldwell.
Oh, maybe a little bit. I would probably need a refresher, but
This album, you're gonna love it. Bueno, Bobby Caldwell, one of my favorite ones. Look at this album. Look at the cover. So classy, so expensive.
So expensive.
The sound, you're gonna love it. This album is crazy.
I will dive into that record.
Yes, please, carry on.
Carry On. And I'll revisit Steely Dan, Gaucho, because it's an
So
incredible
good,
record.
So good, so
I
good.
think they were definitely one of the best bands from that genre.
Listen, Luther Vandross.
Luther Vandross. Yeah, great.
So good.
There's a great documentary that just came out about Luther
yes?
Vandross. Yeah.
I didn't
If you
know.
like documentaries.
Yes, please.
Well, you love film because a lot of
Yes.
your music is based on film. So.
I didn't know
Yeah.
about the documentary.
Yeah, it just came out.
I love Luther.
I'm so excited to see you tomorrow night on tour.
Can't wait.
I'm so excited to go and experience it.
Thank
Maybe I'll
you.
learn a little bit more about salsa.
Yes, definitely. You're going to enjoy it.
So tomorrow night's at Nova, but then the tour continues, right? And so you got how many more shows after this in Europe? Well, actually in Latin America, you have a bunch
We
of shows.
have around Latin America, we go in Mexico, we are going Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Colombia.
Incredible.
So many Lollapaloozas out there. So yes, we have to charge some energy tomorrow in LA, and we go more and more.
And then you'll go back home and start working on the third
Music.
record. Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
I have so much music done, so I have to record some voices, some things, but I'm so ready.
I love it. This is such a pleasure. We'll have to do this
Thank
again
you.
one day.
Such
Thank
a
you so much for coming. I
pleasure.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you, Natty.